Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Field Footballer Daily. So today we're going to be looking at the Champions League draw and what it means to each group respectively. So Group A, so Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Galatasaray and Club Brugge, and that is exactly the order I think they'll finish in. Real Madrid will top the group, PSG group runners up, Galatasaray dropping in the Europa League, Club Brugge finishing 4th, and Real Madrid not the best of starts in La Liga, and not the best transfer window either, but they are very experienced in this competition, and I can see them doing well against the likes of PSG because PSG are on similar terms to Real Madrid. Once again, not the best summer, not the summer they wanted, and with 2 wins and 1 defeat in the league so early on, it looks like the team is not gelling more than well. And obviously with the Neymar embargo, will he leave, will he stay, is it disrupting the team? It's something we're going to be interested in, very much looking forward to seeing throughout the campaign. Now, I do have Galatasaray finishing 3rd, although they have not done so well in the league over in Turkey. They've played 2, drew 1 and lost 1, which is not a great start for Galatasaray, and I'm sure their fans will be expecting a lot more, but it will be a hostile environment when the likes of PSG and Real Madrid do visit, so it'll be interesting to see how the players adapt and cope to that. Group B, we've seen Olympiacos, Bayern Munich, Tottenham and Zvezda. So I've got Bayern Munich in top in this group, Tottenham finishing 2nd, Olympiacos 3rd and Zvezda 4th. Although I do think Olympiacos can surprise a few, especially with their home record. They've got an incredible home record, unbeaten in the last 5 in all competitions. Bayern Munich, obviously a bit of a shaky start of the Bundesliga. We've seen the opening game they drew with Hertha Berlin 2-2, and then they went away and won 3-1 in the second game. Tottenham once again have had a shaky start to the Premier League season. They've won 1, drew 1 and lost 1, but they haven't played well at all. We've seen them, until the last 10 minutes they were trailing behind at Aston Villa. They were very lucky to get a draw at Man City, and obviously they had a terrible performance against Newcastle United and got beat 1-0 at home. So not a great start. And if we look at Olympiacos this season, like I mentioned earlier, the past 5 games have won 5. So I do see that being a tricky tie for both Bayern Munich and Tottenham. But I do think their home form will see them through, and they can maybe snatch a point in Olympiacos. But I do see this group very interesting as well. Group C, a little more straightforward in terms of winner for me. We've seen Man City, Shakhtar, Atalanta and Dynamo Zagreb all be drawn in Group C. So Man City, as we know, standout candidates to win that. I expect them to win every game, home and away, and finish with maximum points, in all honesty. Trickiest tie possibly would be Shakhtar away, maybe Atlanta because they're playing their games at the San Siro, so I can expect that being a full house. Yeah, I can see Man City finishing top. Although Shakhtar have won 5 out of 5 in the league, I do have them finishing 3rd. The reason being is because their league form, although it looks great on paper, but they walk that league year in, year out. So I'm going to put Atlanta surprise a few and finishing 2nd in this one. It will be very interesting. It's first ever time in the Champions League. I'm sure their fans are going to be all up for it. It's going to be a hostile atmosphere. especially when other teams visit. So I'm going to put Atalanta creeping above Shakhtar, finishing second in qualifying. Group D, we've got Juventus, Atletico Madrid, who meet each other for the second time in a row, Bayer Leverkusen and Lokomotiv Moscow. I'm going to go with Juve top in the group, with Atletico Madrid finishing second, Bayer Leverkusen fourth, and Lokomotiv finishing third, and Lokomotiv finishing fourth. The reason why I've got Juve finishing top is one man alone, Ronaldo, because he didn't have the best of seasons last year in the Champions League, only scoring 6 goals, and that's first time since 2010 he scored less than 10 goals. So I think he's going to be up for this one. I think he's going to point to prove. He's going to want to win the competition, bring that glory to Juve, so then he can say, I am the best. As he already says, but say it with a lot of meaning as well. My heart's telling us Leverkusen. I want to see you'll qualify, but my head's telling us Atleti will. Hopefully Leverkusen can drop in the Europa League. Yeah, maybe that's their level. Maybe they can compete better in that, have a more chance of winning glory in that. Group E, Liverpool, Napoli, Genk and Salzburg. Don't think I'm the only one having Liverpool top this group. In the Premier League this season, they've played 3, won 3, been incredible throughout. We've seen them demolish Arsenal on last weekend. So I just think, yeah, Liverpool are a step above everybody else in that group. Napoli finishing second, although I will say they cannot take Salzburg or Genk lightly, especially away from home. They don't usually take teams like that lightly. So I'm expecting a good flourish, a good campaign for Napoli. Forza Napoli. I'm a Napoli fan, so I am expecting them to get through. So hopefully they can do the job, do the business. Any Liverpool fans that do happen to watch this, please get in touch, because I would love to go to the game at Anfield. So yeah, if you could get in touch, help us out, getting tickets any way you can, it would be muchly appreciated. Thank you. Group F, group of death, as people say. It's Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan and Slavia Praga. So I've got Barcelona top in the group. I've got just, and I mean just, it could be on away goals, Dortmund finishing second. I've got Inter Milan third and Slavia Prague fourth. So the reason why I've got Inter Milan third is because I just don't think their team has had time to gel yet, whereas Dortmund have. Dortmund have been playing together quite well. I know they've recruited Julian Brandt and Thorgan Hazard, but they know them already, whereas Alexis Sanchez and Lukaku move into the Serie A. It's a little different. They've got a point to prove. That I can just see them doing well in the Serie A and maybe not as well in the Champions League. Group G, we've got Lyon, Zenit, Benfica and RB Leipzig. So top in the group I've got RB Leipzig, finishing second, Lyon, Zenit third and Benfica fourth. That will surprise a few. I think Leipzig are going to be this underdog for this campaign. I think they are going to shock people, maybe reach a quarter-final, semi-final. Got Lyon finishing second. They've had a great start to the campaign, although they did get beat last game, but they were down to 10 men. So I do see them carry on their form, and I do see them challenging PSG for Liga as well. Benfica, I think with the players that they've lost, it's going to hinder them a little bit, and therefore I don't expect them to have a brilliant campaign in the Champions League. I think with the defeat of Porto, they're going to put all eyes on the Liga NOS. So I don't expect them to have a great campaign, and I can see Zenit finishing third ahead of them. Page, we've got Chelsea, Ajax, Lille and Valencia. got Chelsea top in the group, although I do think it's the toughest group out of all the English sides. I do see them finishing top. I've got Lille finishing second, Ajax third and Valencia fourth. So the reason why I put Lille over Ajax is because I think, yes, they have lost players, but they've recruited very well as well. And I can just see a lot of other teams taking them quite lightly. So I think they can surprise a few because they've had a good start to the league campaign. They've won 2, lost 1, which isn't bad for Lille considering where they were 2 years ago. Ajax, I've had a shaky start. They haven't looked great in the qualifying round for the Champions League. Yeah, you can just say that was down to what, not being fit enough. They're still in pre-season mode, something like that. But the league has started. They've won 2 and drawn 1. But Valencia, I think, are the most in turmoil out of these 4 clubs. There's been a lot of controversy regarding the owners, the manager and the CEO. So there's a lot of unsurety about the squad as well. Who's leaving, who's coming in. It looks like Rodrigo will go to Atletico Madrid. And I can see their manager actually walking away and leaving his position. So it'll be interesting to see how this plans out. Whether the manager can build relationships with the owner. If they do, they can have a good campaign like they did last year. If not, I can see it really going downhill. So yeah, so there's my thoughts, my predictions for the Champions League. I would love to know yours. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you don't mind, please. And yeah, watch a video, okay? Thank you very much.